This is a Catholic schoolgirl that I found in Baltimore, and Hare Krishna right here in Culver City. I love this one. This is a debutante that I photographed, and of course in Massachusetts, suburban Boston. Where else? And a parolee that I found at a Lynyrd Skynyrd concert, I think, in Georgia, in the parking lot. And I just love the look on his face. It's just, some people have said they don't like the fact that I call this woman a crack whore, but she even described herself as a crack whore. The one on the right is an escort who she tells me she charges like up to $10,000 for an evening with a guy in Vegas. This is a drill sergeant I shot at Parris Island Marine Base in South Carolina. Surfer here in California. This is a funny one. There are these, I don't know what these bars are. They're just bars with like, it's a strip club? I don't know if it's a strip club. They're women that are wearing like pasties or they're topless, whatever. And there's clubs like this in like, I've seen them in like North Dakota, South Dakota, Oregon, northern Wisconsin. This one happens to be in Illinois, where these battle axe type women are like dancing half naked, and it's like, I don't know who. I guess I don't get it, but whatever. This is the entertainment they have. So I have this picture, and through a woman that found the altar boys for me in Boston, I photographed her like niece, who was a little girl about the same age as this girl, who happens to be my daughter. And I think Fahey Klein Gallery had that pairing on their website before there was a book. They had a show before the book, so this picture appeared on their website with the other girl on the left. And somehow she saw it, the aunt of this little girl. And she calls me. I remember I was in New York. She calls me and says, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" "You got my niece next to this stripper." And I'm like, what am I doing? She goes, "You can't do that. I'm going to get in trouble if." And like, so all right, I'll fix it. No one's bought any prints. It hasn't appeared anywhere except that website, and I'll get it taken down today, and I'll find somebody new to shoot. So a couple years later, I found my little girl Olivia was at the right age, and I think I said to her, what did I say? It was really funny. I said, "Olivia, I'd like to photograph." She was taking little ballerina classes. She had her little tutu and that whole thing. I said, "I'd like to photograph you as a ballerina." And she goes, "Oh, I want to dress you up like you're a ballerina." She goes, "Well, I am a ballerina." I'm like, I go, "Good answer." And so there she is. And she loves that picture. She loves the fact that here are these two blonde women, and she loves to dance. It's a bodybuilder that I photographed, and an Amish man that I found in Pennsylvania. The Amish, I don't know how much you know about them, but they don't allow themselves to be photographed. You can photograph them from a distance, but like a formal portrait like this is they just wouldn't cooperate. So I noticed that he was carrying stuff from this market back and forth to where he was getting supplies, and he was kind of going in this path here. And I said, "Do you mind if I set up and photograph you while you're working?" And he goes, I won't stop you from doing that. And I'm like, "Okay, great." And it was probably the meanest thing I've ever done is, on this project, but I can't say no to a photograph of an Amish guy. So I set up the backdrop, set up the camera and the light, and one of the passes he made through, I just said, "Excuse me," and he turned to look, and I took a picture, and that was it. And I don't even think he broke stride, or maybe he did, but I got one frame. It's out of focus. It's the only picture in the whole book that's not sharp, because the depth of field with this camera, I'm shooting at f/16, and I've only got a couple inches. The ears are soft and the eyes are sharp, so the likelihood that this shot was going to be sharp was very slim. So I think I'm focused on his ear or his nose or something. So the shot's out of focus, but I couldn't not use it. So there's the FBI on the left, and I found this gentleman in Cleveland stealing hubcaps, and cops and robbers. I just like these two similar-aged gentlemen, different places on the food chain. Some Chicago cops. I love this photo. I'm from Chicago and Detroit, but I consider myself a Chicagoan. All the cops in Chicago look the same, and these three guys aren't related, but they look like twin brothers. And if you saw 100 cops in a row in Chicago, they all kind of look like this. It's really funny. And these are pimps who I met on Madison Avenue in Chicago, and I just said, you know, you can tell by the way they're dressed and the Cadillac they're driving. I said, hey, I'd like to photograph you. And he goes, we can do that. Had to pay him. You know, most of these people I don't have to pay, but every once in a while you get a prostitute or a pimp or a stripper, and they're not going to do you a favor. So you have to pay people sometimes. And I said, I'd like to photograph some, you and there were two pimps talking. And I said, I'd like to photograph you, and if you want to bring some friends too, that'd be great. So we arranged to do this at Red's Barbershop on Madison Avenue the next day. And they go, they ask, how many guys you want? I'm like, oh, how many pimps can you get? He goes, how many you want? I'm like, let's have a pimp party. And I swear to God, there were like 12 pimps with all their girls at this barbershop at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It was wild.